Much have changed when COVID-19 pandemic struck every country around the world. Movements became limited. Distance became a requirement. People redefined what's important. Education became more challenging, and distance learning became the new trend. Man's capability to do and properly apply his powers to things that need to be done was tested. Remarkable it is to note, however, that in spite of all the adversaries met and experienced for the whole year, perspectives became better, people became stronger, learning continued, and learners emerged as champions at the end of the school year. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Isabela National High School Senior High School's 4th graduation ceremony and the first virtual graduation ceremony for school year 2020-2021 with the theme, Strengthening the Quality of Education Amid the COVID-19 Pandemic. Men and women, the processional. the national anthem, doxology, and hymns.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, please pray with me. Our Father, God, how wonderful are the works of your hands. Let us not forget the blessings that await us. As we join here to commemorate and step forward into new places, new people, and new experiences. Despite the epidemic, Isabela National High School Senior High School has provided us with a safe environment to learn and a firm foundation upon which to develop as we take this next step into the world. For our teachers and mentors who have so richly loved and cared for us, for the patience and understanding even at our worst, for our families who have cheered us on to the finish line and stood by your side through the many bumps in the road that we have encountered. And on this day especially, we thank you for the friends that we have found and made among our classmates, for all the moments that we have shared, for the hardships and tears we have endured because of this situation. Your love, which has been made evident through the relationships, will carry beyond these walls. May you continue to provide us guidance for all of us as we soar high into our dreams. Please keep us all safe and away from harm. We offer this day to you, O Lord, and earnestly all the days of our lives. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Under the western Visayan blue skies, the cradle of hope for the young ones lies. Sows the seed of love and zest for life, with real vision of beacon light. Keep the song alive in our hearts, song of the great western Visayas, echoing the love and pride of years gone by. The region's banner proudly held high. Western Visayas, home of champions, seed of lofty dreams and wisdom, treasure trove of knowledge and devotion to greatness beyond our gains before. Onward we march to the region's glory, working towards excellence and quality, never to quit, never to falter. Hand in hand we strive together. Western Visayas, home of champions, seed of lofty dreams and wisdom, treasure trove of knowledge and devotion to greatness beyond our gains before. To greatness beyond our gains before.
The welcome address.
To Mr. Percival Tiapitwag, Principal 4 of Isabela National High School, Mr. Franklin De Vinagracia, Principal 2 of the Senior High School Department, Assistant Principals, Mr. Renan A. Nadado and Mrs. Rosalie B. Papada, teachers, members of the faculty, honored guests, colleagues, parents, and to the graduating class of 2021, good day. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to the 4th graduation exercises. I would like to extend my warmest congratulations to all of us who will be receiving diplomas and certificates today. I would like also to acknowledge the never-ending boost we received along the way from our parents and teachers. This was an era when all of the scripts and plans that we used to guide ourselves and in our lives disappeared. Our world unexpectedly shifted, and the patterns we were used to were upended. We had a vision on how our last year in Isabela National High School Senior High School would turn out. Yet, over the past months, we lived with an incredible uncertainty. But just like the metaphor of a survival, we try to adapt to changes, to commit to our decisions, and be resilient in our approach. I'm impressed on how we navigated the tough days and astonished on how we defied the common belief that we can't do it. As we reflect our time in Isabela National High School, Senior High School, from the new battleground that we need to face abruptly to the way of learning we need to engage in the unfamiliar normal, my hope is that you will carry these noble experiences and lessons we've learned wherever you go. Shaped through education and molded by the values from our parents, we survived. And great happiness is what we will achieve, and a good force is who will we become. This is our heritage, our history. Congratulations.
The messages.
Good day to each and everyone who is attending. This is why we call this exercise a commencement exercise. It's not the end of our studies. It's not the end of all our efforts with blended learning, with modules, with floods, with earthquakes, and of course with COVID. It's a commencement of doors opening to you. More doors will be opened because you are a graduate. You can work. You can proceed for further studies, you can help your parents, and you can perhaps look for opportunities to do what you have always wanted to do, whether at work, whether at advanced studies, whether at learning more in science and technology, in mathematics, and in the arts. All of these opportunities are available to you. More doors are being opened. I hope you will select the door which arouses your curiosity, the door which will help you know more about this world, and the door which will allow you to contribute to the development of our country and contribute whatever we can to solve our problems and our challenges. Congratulations once more to each and every one of you. Congratulations to you, parents and family members. Congratulations to you, teachers. When I was chair of the board of Silliman University, each time we had graduation ceremonies, during the baccalaureate and during commencement itself, I would cry. I would cry because you are sending out into the world a new batch of graduates, and we want to be sure that what is awaiting them is appropriate. We want to be sure that they are ready for what awaits them when they select which door to open. And so we tell you, go out to the world, do whatever you want to do. God be with you, and be assured that all of us love each and every one of you. Congratulations.
Congratulations, dear graduates and completers of school year 2020-2021. You make us look at the future with anticipation and pride. You have once again proven that true champions can thrive in the midst of the challenging realities of life. Your sheer grit and resilience have brought you this far in your lifelong pursuit of quality education. Your achievements call for a celebration. You have risen above the worst of times and have responded to the overwhelming demands of the new normal with elan. Your education must not only be reflected in your report cards, but must be manifested in how you masterfully deal with life. An embodiment of courage, compassion, character, and competence. As you relish this moment, remember to celebrate your success with our indefatigable advocates and champions of quality education. Teachers, parents, school administrators, education leaders, stakeholders, and friends, among others. Your success seals our triumph over trials. It propels our collective aspiration for a brighter future despite the limitations caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. This is just the beginning of a beautiful journey ahead. We firmly believe in your potential for success because in DepEd Region 6, every child is a champion. As you
and seize your dream. Again, congratulations and Godspeed.
School year 2020-2021 has been like no other. Imbes na mga lectures sa classroom, eksperimento sa laboratorio, PE class sa mga fields, recess at lunch upod sang ato ng mga classmate, kamo ng mga estudyante, aratanan sa inyong panimulay, gapang pagbudlay sa pagsabat ng mga module sa English, Math, or Science, na kung kisa hindi ninyo maintindihan, kag wala kamong mapamangkuton kay walang mga teacher. Samtang ang ato ng mga teacher naman sako sa paghimo ng mga creative ways para ma-encourage at ma-enhance ang interest ng mga estudyante sa ila sa mga leksyon through remote blended learning. Ang mga administrador naman ng mga paaralan, gapangita paagi kung paano nila mapahapos ang distant blended learning para sa tanan. To have come this far and actually have a virtual graduation, the first of its kind for Isabela National High School, is proof enough of your commitment to make the most of a very difficult situation. The commitment of the administrators to pursue this graduation rites speaks of directed leadership, while the commitment of the teachers na mag-deliver ng quality education should provide us all with a sense of hope. Finally, the commitment of our dear students na sabto ng ilang mga modules and reading materials speaks of a desire to gain an education that can change their lives. The COVID-19 pandemic ay isa ka test para sa atong tanan. Pero ito ay isa ring oportunidad to turn the crisis into a driving force for achieving our aim of providing quality education for all. Ang mga krisis kag pangabudlay or adversity ay hindi bag-o para sa aton tanan. Tanan ta naka-eksperyensya na ng mga pangtilaw sa aton kabuhi. May ara na dulaan ng ginhikanan, amay o iloy, may iba na ang lolo o lola ang gaatipan, may ara mga ginhikanan OFW, at madamo ay mga pigado. Nang mapatay ang akon bana na si Anay Mayor Quito noong 2017, ang amo ng mga kabataan tanan ara sa universidad. Pero lain-lain ang ilan na nga pagdeal sa natabo. Ang magulang namo na bata na si Alberto nagdesidir ipadayo ng iya nga pag-eskwela hasta nakagraduate siya. Ang duha naman na mas joven nagdesidir naman na mauntat anay ng pila ka bulan at nagpadayon sa pag-eskwela hasta matapos man na sila. Both are valid ways of dealing with adversity, pero ang pinaka-importante ay ang mabato naton na ang aton na bag-o na realidad maskin sa aton pensaron it is less good than the one we had before. To be able to bounce back, pull yourself together, and do something good. Ito ay ang ginatawag nato na resilience. And if there is one thing that the COVID-19 pandemic forces us to learn, it is resilience. Walang duda na ang mga pag-memorize ng mga facts o ang pag-compute sa math ay sobra kaimportante. Pero hindi naton manegar na ang kalidad ng edukasyon sa nagtigad sa school year ay na-dilute na while we navigate the new normal. Walang may sala. It is nobody's fault. So if the only thing our children can learn this year is resilience and how to rise back from it, then we can say that the school year was successful. We have to remember that life doesn't get easier or more forgiving. But if our students learn to pick themselves up after struggles or adversity, then they have a better chance of succeeding in life. Also, despite all the difficulty, we want to encourage all of you to dream. Without dreams, there can be no courage, and without courage, there can be no action. Kung wala handom ang isa ka tao, madula ang kaisog, kag kung wala kaisog, madula ang pagbuhat. So, to my dear graduates, dream and dream big, but also be willing to work hard. Do not be afraid to reach for the stars. Do not be afraid to fail to reach the stars. Failure, like adversity, will teach you to pick yourself up and start over again. It will make you resilient. It is always your reaction to adversity that will determine how your life will be. Know that you have a mother in me, and I am more than willing to help you. Together with your school administrators and teachers, we will work in tandem to help turn your dreams into reality. Congratulations, dearest 2021 graduates of Isabela National High School. Your perseverance at a time like this makes me very, very proud. Go conquer the world.
Congratulations to the bold and brave batch of 2021. I am proud and honored to witness your success today. The year hadn't been so easy, yet your dedication and hard work made this all possible. It had surely unraveled the greatness, resilience, and strength in you. The educational crisis might have had asked you to double your efforts and struggles. But here you are all now, about to end the school year with a happy and fulfilled heart. Your education in the midst of pandemic allowed you to learn life's valuable lessons, which not only strengthened the quality of your education, but most of all, strengthened your quality in surpassing adversaries. The pandemic might have had grabbed you the chance of receiving your diploma on stage, but be delighted with the fact that your batch is exceptional and historic at the same time. You have faced a challenging senior high school experience that has never happened before, and you overcome it. Isn't that exceptional? And to mention, this is our first virtual graduation ceremony, and your batch is a part of it. Isn't it historical? Dear graduates, you might get the most uncomfortable learning situation, but you get the best lessons. You have learned to face life head-on, learned independently, learned to foster relationships with people you care about, learn to redefine and appreciate the essentials and little things in life that really matters. Learn to submit your worries to God and learn to live in faith over your fears. My congratulations to our dear parents, guardians, teachers, community partners, and everyone who have been part of making education amid pandemic going. You are part of our students' feet. Hold your heads high, dear graduates. Wherever the roller coaster of life leads you to, just know that we are rooting for all of you. May God's plans align with yours, and God bless and be safe, and congratulations to all of you.
The presentation of the candidates for graduation and the confirmation of graduation.
Good afternoon, everyone. Madam Marcette D. Sabaluca, CSO 6, Schools Division Superintendent, represented by Dr. Lenny A. Piñaflor, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent. I have the honor to present to you the candidates for graduation for school year 2020-2021 of Isabela National High School, Senior High School under the following: academic track, male 119, female 114, total 263. TVL truck, male 123, female 113, a total of 236, with a grand total of 499. I hereby certify that they have satisfactorily completed all the requirements of the senior high school program of the K-12 basic education curriculum as prescribed by the Department of Education. May I therefore request you to confirm their graduation.
A pleasant afternoon to one and all. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Schools Division Superintendent of the Department of Education, Division of Negros Occidental, Marcet D. Sabaluca, Seso 6, who has been authorized by the Secretary of Education, the Honorable Leonor Magtolis Briones, through the Regional Director of Region 6 Western Visayas, Dr. Ramir B. Oitico, Seso 4, and upon the recommendation of your school head, Mr. Percival T. Abibuag, Principal 4, that you have satisfactorily completed the requirements of the senior high school program under the K-12 basic education curriculum prescribed by the Department of Education. I hereby confirm and approve the graduation of 243 males and 256 females, a total of 499 senior high school students of Isabela National High School for school year 2020-2021, this 12th day of July 2021. As such, you are now entitled to your certificate of graduation and all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. Congratulations!
The Alma Mater Song. The introduction of the guest speaker.
Good afternoon, everyone. Being part of the ceremony is not an easy task for me. However, with this kind of person to introduce to, it is indeed my great pride and honor to have him as our guest speaker on our 4th graduation ceremony. He graduated as class valedictorian at Isabela West Elementary School, batch 1994, and first honorable mention at Isabela National High School in the year 1998. He finished his bachelor's degree at Technological University of the Philippines, Visayas Talisay City Campus in the year 2001 with a degree of Mechanical Engineering Technology and continued as Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering and became an outstanding awardee from 1998 to 2001. He completed his academic requirements as Doctor of Technology at Technological University of the Philippines, Manila. He is also a Master in Technology, major in Mechanical Engineering Technology at the same university. He had been an assistant supervisor at SCAD Services Pte. Ltd. since 2004 and 2006. He was also a faculty trainee in Integrated University Program at HGST, a Western digital company from March 2014 to June 2014. At present, he is a head researcher of the Research Services and Mechatronics Department of the Technological University of the Philippines, Visayas, and a member of a technical working group of Western Visayas Consortium for Industry, Energy, and Emerging Technology Research and Development. He had various achievements like Course and Integration Awardee, first place in oral research presentation in the 4th International Conference on Multidisciplinary Research in 2015, and a 19th placer in the Mechanical Engineer Licensure Examination, and a grantee of different scholarship programs such as DOST, CHED, and Google Citation. And he has also passed TESDA assessments in related studies. He also completed several researches as a mechanical designer, engineering and technical designer, and at some as a project leader. Presently, a Vice President in Mechatronics and Robotics Society of the Philippines, Negros Chapter, and a board member in the Philippine Society in Mechanical Engineer, Negros Occidental Chapter since 2014 to 2019, and is also affiliated with Asia Pacific Consortium of Researchers and Educators Incorporated since 2018 to present. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest of honor is a man of achievements and an inspiration. Let us all welcome Engineer A. Sander Antonio, MT.
How would we define a successful high school life? Is it through academic performance? Is it through the friends that we have encountered? Is it through the different experiences that we were able to experience while we were in high school? This afternoon, I'm going to deliver a speech that perhaps might inspire and to others might encourage. And I hope that I won't be wasting your time. To the LGU officials that are attending, to the high school officials that are currently listening, to the faculty staff, and to the different student graduates, and most especially to the parents who have sacrificed the most for their children. A very pleasant day to all. I am a graduate of Isabela National High School way back in the year 1998. I finished my bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering at the Technological University of the Philippines Philippines and Visayas way back 2003. So I think you can call me a engineer by heart, but by profession I am currently employed as a faculty member of the Technological University of the Philippines and Visayas, and also currently I am holding the position as head of the research services of the said university. As a researcher, we have this saying always that you cannot improve something that you can never measure. So always the very first part of trying to improve one's life to be successful is to measure that parameter wherein you can say that you have indeed improved yourself. There are several ways of measuring a success when it comes to a student. One, we have this IQ or intelligence quotient. We have EQ, which stands for emotional quotient, and then we also have this social intelligence, wherein how we interact with other people. But in my experience in TUP Visayas, we always measure a student's performance as soon as he lands in the university by one variable, and that is maturity. Our famous professor in the University of New York once said that measuring maturity has 3 levels. The first level of maturity is when you are aware of how you behave, of what is your life, of your physical environment. That is the first level of maturity. So for example, a toddler from a young age is aware of how he moves, of what he eats, of everything that concerns him or herself. He is always self-centered. A child is always like that. We never condemn a child's behavior if he is selfless, if he wants to have everything to himself, if he wants to keep the toys for himself. That's a usual behavior of a child, because the maturity of a child is level 1, and that's perfectly okay. But for a man to continue to be childish all his life is not good. Currently, you are in high school, and I suppose that you should not be childish anymore because you have graduated. In my observation of a student from high school, especially from senior high school, usually they know what they need, but oftentimes what they need is misconstrued of what they want. There is this famous saying in the Bible that says, Paul said, all things are expedient, all things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. Every time when I see a student have these advices to themselves, I always give this advice. Ang tanan ng mga bagay nga obras ng tao, according to Paul, is lawful. Pero hindi tanan nga bagay importante. Not all things are expedient. If you play your Mobile Legend, I think there is nothing wrong with playing. But if you play it all day, is it important? I guess the answer to that question is very obvious. Siguro, isa sa aton kaintindi kung we are mature enough as a level 1 on the maturity to understand that some things, although lawful, but not important. So my advice to a graduate is to sort out these activities. If you cannot understand what is lawful and what is important, I think you continue to be on the level 1 of maturity. If you do understand, then you are ready now for level number 2. Level number 2 is awareness of oneself with society, to the others, to your parents, to your siblings, and to your friends. As soon as you understand how you are able to help your parents, as soon as you are able to understand what you can do for others, for your siblings, para sa utod mo, para sa amigo mo, then you are on level 2 of maturity. And it's very important for somebody who is engaged in social life. Human beings are social creatures. We always tend to help and be helped by others. There's a famous saying that no man is an island. In research, we do collaboration. In research, there is no monopoly of knowledge. You always look for others for help, and you always extend your hand to help others. So if you as a student, if you cannot understand what is required of you by your parents, kung paano ka makabulig sa imong ginikanan, then I think you don't reach level 2 maturity. And in TUP, and I suppose in all other universities, reaching level 2 maturity is always beneficial. You have to understand that you live not for your own. Because if you don't, if you still live for your own, you are still level 1. Level 2 requires that you must understand that you live also for others. That is level 2. The last level, level 3, is understanding time. Anybody who don't understand the purpose of time for your life does not reach level 3. Level 3 is the understanding of time and the ability to prepare, to plan, to look oneself ahead of time, and to understand the future. Kung hindi mo makita ang imo kaugalingon 5 years from now, then you have not reached that level of maturity. Kaya kung makita mo kaugalingon mo to be an engineer, to be a lawyer, to be a doctor, then perhaps you will create actions in the present that will ensure nga madamot mo ang ina nga handom 5, 10, or perhaps 15 years from now. Kung makita mo kagulingon mo nga mangin businessman, then you have to start training yourself to be a businessman. If you want to be an engineer, then perhaps today, start training yourself to be an engineer. If you want to be an artist, then perhaps today you must start training yourself to be an artist. And as a student, this is my last advice. Your greatest resource is time. Some says that the greatest resource or the greatest possible investment for a person is money. Some say it is property. Some say it is the behavior. Some say it is intelligence. But I think the greatest resource is time. Not just time. It is productive time. And it's a great irony because everybody has sufficient time. Students, most especially, you have lots and lots of time. But is it translated to a productive time? I guess in my observation now, most of the students usually spend that time to please themselves, and that is level 1 maturity. Sad to say, even our students in the university, sometimes their age matures, but their way of thinking, their way of looking on things and in this world doesn't mature. Having 20, 30, or 40 years of age does not equate maturity. Maturity is a state of mind. If you are able to understand others, that is level 2. If you are able to understand time and to move looking ahead of the future, it is level 3. So this afternoon, I would like to say to the students, and most especially to the parents, to help arrange yourself. You are perhaps 4 years, 5 years to being a professional. Perhaps some of you will be my colleague as an engineer someday. And I am expecting a fellow engineer to be mature enough. To sum it all up, I would like to congratulate the students. You did a hell of a job for submitting all the requirements, especially in this pandemic. To the faculty and staff, to the officials of this prestigious high school, I congratulate you also. I know how difficult it is to educate young people. Even in TUP, we have difficult times trying to inculcate not just the lessons but also the behavioral part. Kung kisa ka tigagid sa ulo, but then I congratulate everybody kay nangin patient kita sa pagtudo sa ila. And lastly, I would like to congratulate the parents. I know how difficult it is, and I know the sacrifices that you have made. Even in TUP, we have success stories of students nga kung kisa permi late. There was one time na one of our students permi late, permi absent, but then when we asked the parent to come so that we can give guidance to the student, we found out that the mother is a solo parent and she has to prepare puto para nga ang mabaligya nila sa bata niya, kasi nabaligyan sa bata niya, malagaling sa late sila. Kung kisa aga masakit siya, so that's why siguro maka-absent ang bata niya. So ang sacrifices ang ginikanan, pwede nga mapugta pa siya aga, and then matulog siya gabi para lang mapa-eskwela ang bata niya. But after 5 years na stay sa TUP, ang bata niya nanging engineer, nakadramayo, and then ang bata niya nanging maayo man, kay iti ginbalikdan ni gin ang ginikanan. Sometimes ang sacrifices ang ginikanan hindi ma-measure. So I would like to congratulate most especially ang mga ginikanan nga hatagid kag nagsakripisyo sa dako para sa future sa ilang kabataan. To end it all, I would like to leave a saying by Stephen R. Covey in one of his famous book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. In one of the pages of the book, he said, "Begin with the end in mind." So, if we want to achieve something, masugod na tasubong, and always ta paminsaron ang gangtanta sa ulihin. Sa TUP as an engineer, damo agid tunhan. We deal so much about mathematics, physics, and all other sciences. Kung kisa ang mga estudyante makita mo, dumaluoy ka. Gusto mo man i-paintsin sa iyatanan, pero perhaps yung mga estudyante siguro nga kung sa computer pagalag, slow learner. But there are several students nga slow learner, pero they have always this thinking nga may engineer dito yan. So at times grabe ang sakripisyo, may mga time nga zero ang exam, but it doesn't stop them. Wala sila ka-discourage, lubo lang ang grade, pero wala ka-discourage. In the end, graduated sila yung gihapon. And the good thing, kung i-trace ko nga kung nga mga estudyante nga nag-graduate na kagalang engineer na, oftentimes those nga mga alam gid, those pang sa bottom no, sa success. Whereas ang mga estudyante nga nagkala failure, nga daw ka slow learner, kag ang mga estudyante nga naka-experience no, sa difficulties, sila pa usually ang naga-successful sa kabuhi. Siguro tungod sa ang ilang training hindi lang lesson, hindi lang theory. Siguro sustain na sa TUP na learn Manila ang paano mag-cope sa failure, paano mag-cope sa difficulties ng kabuhi. Kaya after all, the greatest teacher that we have is life. So, a bit of advice lang. No? Begin with the end in mind. So, sa mga estudyanteng gusto magpatukod restaurant, susubong siguro tuon-tuon ka na ibaligyan inasal eh. Okay, begin with the end in mind. Kung gusto mo nga kung gusto mo doktor sa ulihi, siguro subong pa lang tuon ka na sa biology, no? Kaya ang YouTube open man. Anytime you can learn. Kung gusto mo siguro mechatronics engineering, creating artificial intelligence, siguro subong pa lang tanaw ka na sa YouTube eh. There are several tutorials sa fields ng AI. Kag sa mga estudyante nga wala man plano eskwela sa ulihi, kung gusto lang business, siguro subong pa lang try ka na sa ginatawag ng business, no? Ginagmay lang kay makita mo nga ang business gila daw kanami pamatian pero kabudlay no kung sundon mo na. Kag sa mga anyway kung maniginaan pero sa mga gusto magkapamilya dayon siguro subong pa lang kaminsaron mo na nga nasugdan mo na mga luyag ka na daw kung anong masugdan. Again, to sum it all up, the success in life, a successful high school life is the one who has the maximum learning, the one who is able to transcend from level 1 maturity to the highest level of maturity, the one who understands time, and the one who understands that your greatest asset, your greatest possible investment is productive time. And since time, so therefore you have to manage that time properly so that you have always this reminder to yourself that to be successful, I must begin with the end in mind. For everyone that has watched this, thank you.
The presentation of honor graduates and the awarding of medals.
Honor graduates with high honors, academic track, accountancy, business and management strand, Antiquera Rovic C, Chavez Elena V, Manuel Jasmine Barbie V, Suerte Arabela L, Tandayag Erica Babes S, Chanes Maria F H, Tibang Daniel Angela E, Villacapa Hazel J, Humanities and Social Sciences Strand, Antonio Jared Aricaya Fernando G, Avelino Lyra E, Isino Johnny May M, Benyosa Ana Marie R, Diego Rodin M, Ibano Eduardo Jr. M, Isia Miriam G, Flores Restijan D, Ugado Mary T, Magwad Leia May L. Mata Rochelle May M. Grande Carl Angelo C. Mondia Roxanne Joy B. Nicholas April Rose A. Orda Julian G. Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics Strand. Abkilan John Darrell B. Almodiente Joker A. Baldove Ivan T. Bantolio Kericharp C. Casilaw Miles Andre A. Stares Reynalyn T. Estel Toby Lester R. Garcia Josberg P. Javier Elaine P. Mandati Julia Raven S. Lopig Micaela Angeli R. Monieva Kenneth J. L. Penuela Graciel M. Sevilla Daniel O. Torita Mia R. Sueño Iana Monique M. Soro Lenny Rose B. Tompong Gio Michael A. Verona Lori Jean A. Veliatura Maria Leonela M.
Track with honors. Accountancy, Business and Management. Alves Nico B. Crispy John Marie. Crispy Jaisel Althea L. Dilatori Andrew Byrne O. Divina Gracia Joshua G. Lastimoso Deza May L. Magbanwa Angeli E. Paco Maria Fe. Paco Ria May. Parcon Alexis D. Tulmo Roslyn Grace D. Villanueva Mike Justin G. Humanities and Social Sciences with honors. Arbois Aaron G. Aurelio Frank E. Candelario Ian V. Dilatori Cherry M. Magbanwa Darwin S. Noblizada Ryan James A. Zarzeno Carl Geoffrey P. Boris Mahalia E. Saver Paula Nicole M. Higuera Netusila Hans D. Estelioso Juliana Marie D. Frias Danica N. Garnica Iliana Marie D. Granada Eileen A. Talughog Charity D. Odilia IC E. Ledesma Catherine E. Manalo Ann E. Marcelia Mark Frances F. Olvido Crisame L. Pajarito Samantha Isabel G. Pedro Angelica A. Tabuada Lyra Joy A. Villanueva Rizalyn A. Balagon Brian Emerson. Alves Ruth Angel C. Garcia Alaya Joy G. Unco Janelle G. Lamigo Norman E. Vision Sandy May B. Palacios Cherry Ann B. Porsalida Julie May B. Suelo Regina Lynn E. Pinto Olive Joy M. Borromeo Noelito E. Florido Renz Jasper J. High Davy Grace B. Baltasar Clarice C. Nathan Rufa Joy D. Rama Jubilee A. Remilia Sherwin M. Salibio Jezreel B. Divilla Daniela E. Vicen Carmela M. Yanis Andrea. Anlap Louisbel K. O. Barba Nicole E. Dampago Angelica E. Padilla Rian V. Aluhipan May E. Icheche Juby May B. Indrada Loribeth L. Esclamada Michelle S. Ahayahay Maria Jeliza C. Roa Hazel J. Ronquillo April May E. Simuron Ariel S. Academic track Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics strand with honors. Anilio Chester Dave G. Campus Glyza A. Cassie John Michael H. Ayona Ian Jake M. Jocadis Daisy P. Incabo Chris Jeremy V. Esteves Erica D. Fernandez Judy P. Idoria Clean V. D. Matos Jomari Jr. A. Miguel Catherine C. Usadas Maria Christine L. Pras Jamel Ray Y. Remilia John Mark M. Tallier Jasmine May B. Williams Mary Hope G. Celes Krister G. Gabinete Fernando Jr. D. Benito Jose Frances B. Bacroya Joan Marie O. Fernandez Kia Joy F. Gidor Elizabeth E. Mondero Sofia Beatriz V. Rivera Julian D. Amba Chariday C. Academic awardees, Technical, Vocational, and Livelihood track with honors. Caregiving strand. Atonis Renegin D. Batiliano Ronalyn D. Cordero Josie J. Guzman Regine C. Libati Clarice Jane L. Mayuno Cyril Joy B. Nisong Lailin V. Nicor Patricia L. Parinio Gian A. Anilio Develin G. Banjola Daisy E. Esteves Evelyn D. Magsipuk Jenny G. Nipalis Genevieve C. Panerio Mary Rose M. Computer Systems Servicing strand. Aprasno Mia Angeline D. Banjola Jomel D. Boca Benji Derek James O. Campos Mark M. Kampoy Rose C. Kasuya Rica Ella E. Igin Charmaine B. Hispaniola Maria Luz B. Stravila Rico L. Hidalgo Sherlyn P. Luzada Rosie B. Pajarito Jericho C. Icaciosa Roychivib P. Sabanal Genevieve S. Sancho Dina E. Simaning Karin Joy S. Tolentino Nefrel F. Antonio Florence P. Awakay Kaiza May C. Billones Kenneth C. Caceres Rialin G. Hispaniola Roda May C. Gabinetti Maria Tania A. Pugilia Edlin Grace. Marita Rain Grace B. Pastrana John Oliver C. Yap Dinah Rose B. Tukiri Strand. Bayati Jr. Wilfredo H. Cabarga Jr. Salvador M. Iniego April Joy S. Lanao Danica Rose A. Yukinto Remy Jean T. Tahanlangit Ira C. Aligarbes Via P. Bignotea Anilin. De la Cruz Justin M. Ingito Menrose R. Lagan Maria Erica S. Mondihar Jeron Clent N. Orbigoso Jessica S. Panaligan Genesis M. Primavera Jomel B. Shielded Metal Art Wielding Strand. Kayamay Mart H. Banjola Miljon B.
The distribution of diploma.
Accountancy, Business and Management, 12A. Amamio Frank Vincent O. Antiquera Ruvit C. Calves Nico V. De la Torre Andrew Byrne O. Divina Gracia Joshua G. Parcon Alexis D. Tingson Charles G. Villanueva Mike Justine G. Alingalan Mary Ann I. Chavez Elena V. Crispy John Marie. Crispy Jaisal Althea L. Gayumali Maria Clarice Jane M. Lastimoso Deza May L. Magbanwa Angeli T. Manuel Jasmine Barbie V. Paco Maria Fe. Paco Rhea May. Swalog Christine M. Suerte Aravila L. Tandayag Erica Babes S. Chanes Maria Fe H. Tibang Daniel Angela E. Tulmo Roslyn Grace D. Villacapa Hazel J.
Humanities and Social Sciences 12A. Antonio Jared G. Arboy Aaron G. Aricaya Fernando G. Aurelio Frank P. Candelario Tian V. De la Torre Jerry M. Diego Rodin M. Ibano Eduardo Jr. M. Flores Resty John D. Magbanwa Darwin S. Mirande Carl Angelo C. Noblizada Ryan James A. Garceno Carl Joffrey Abilino Lyra E. Vicino Julie May M. Inyosa Ana Marie R. Torres Nahalia C. Claver Paula Nicole M. Guerra Metusila Hans D. Esija Miriam G. Celioso Juliana Marie D. Trias Danica N. Garnica Iliana Marie D. Granada Eileen A. Alokbog Charity B. Ophelia I.C.E. Fugado Mary C. Ledesma Catherine C. Magwad Leia Maya L. Manalo Ann E. Marcelia Mark Frances F. Mata Rochelle May M. Mundia Roxanne Joy B. Nicholas April Rose A. Alpido Riza May L. Orda Julian G. Mahadito Samantha Isabel G. Pedro Angelica A. Tabuada Lyra Joy A. Villanueva Rezaline A. Humanities and Social Sciences Section B.
Balagon Brian Emerson, Baliena Rayan G, Borromeo Ray Kenneth E, Ismilia Joselito R, Evangelista Rostom J, Fernandez J.M. L, Florentino John Mark M, Enga Jefferson B, Homilia Giancarlo G, Lamigo Norman P, Mabasa Stephen G, Orias Venji A, Orquejo Jason B, Parcero Janver A, Trinidad Adrian A, Villa Earl B, Buka Myrel C, Kaluban Maris B, Calves Ruth Angel C, Diquito Julie May C, Garnation Rochelle Ann B, Gallienero Julian M, Garcia Alea Joy G, Hermoso Sofia A, Hongko Janelle G, Magpila Ejin May C, Marfil Angelica J, Mission Sandy May B, Palacios Cherry Ann B, Elobelio Risa G, Porsalida Julie May B, Regla May Ann S, Rioja Jessa P, Sagino Maria Buenaflor P, Suelo Reginalyn P, Tinto Olive Joy M, Urbano Micaela G, Vargas Suzanne R. Congratulations!
Humanities and Social Science 12C. Alohipan Chris Alexis T. Borromeo Noelito E. Briones Jasper B.
Floredo Rance Jasper J.
Galvez Colin G. Rijaldo Kyle A. Undan Mark Jofel A. Magbanwa Nick Ruel C. Balik Junel T. Pauline Johnson S. Pabilario Denzel B. Remilia Sherwin M. Riowa Joshua M.
Sagarang J.R.A. Tablatin Jasper S. Taksagon Rico P. Taipin Daniel Jairo U. Valdez Ray Lester V. Abaya Hanamay L. Anseno Donesa G. Baladhay Davy Grace V. Baltazar Clarice C. Bitache Rufa D. Dugang Rinalin C. Isia Jana S. Galinero Julie May M. Gomora Mary Grace P. Inapan Melvic G. Mondero Raname T. Nathan Rupajoy D. Rama Jubilee A. Salivio Gisrel B. Sivilia Daniela T. Veloso Dialin May L. Vicen Carmela M. Yanis Andrea.
Humanities and Social Sciences 12D. Alarcon John Mark D. Baldove Jed Aaron F. Corriento Raymar P. Cueva Christian Earl G. De la Cruz Albert E. Quesoy Erwin B. Pagorada Janbert M. Florentino Inem F. Guansing Ronnie S. La Chica Joseph V. Lozada Roem S. Mapili Joshua M. Makilan Dalmacio R. Nido John Kenneth G. Morales Jose Bernard Jr. M. Ulitan Rosel C. Rendon Rexes S. Sabi Edmundo B. Talondata Mark Vincent F. Tolentino Brian G. Anlap Chloe Bell K. O. Barba Nicole E. Andrada Cheryl O. Lampago Angelica P. Leonardo Roseanne B. Mediano Roxanne G. Mohilio Ronabel C. Moreno Sheni C. Nihana Joanella R. Orias Joji P. Padilla Rayan V. Palermo Kaylin H. Perez Leila G. Ordan Nancy P. Talundata Rochelle B. Valois Carme G.
Humanities and Social Sciences 12E. Akyatan John Carlos S. Beran Adrian F. Cabudillo Reagan P. Casabuena Roven A. De la Cruz JP F. Egdani Chiyu B. Faborada Harvey G. Haunilian Rene R. Flores Christian B. Flores Francis L. Flores Gilmar B. Lebres John Cale Andrew A. Librilia Michael John R. Luces Ariel John S. Opulencia Jolan S. Orias Judy Jr. E. Ornales Mark Christian E. Salva Mervin S. Sinuron Ariel S. Binasa Rowell Dave L. Ison and Jericho Mark P. Aluhipan May P. Bilando Christy T. Cabardo Angelica A. De la Cruz Jedediah Joy B. Icheche Jubime P. Entrada Loribeth L. Inflamada Michelle S. Flores Michelle O. Hipolani Lucila S. Griharte Marion Rose J. Pahayahay Maria Jeliza C. Roa Hazel J. Ronquillo April May T. Sarita Charmaine Lee P. Tambong Johanna Erica H. Trico Nelly Grace May N.
Science, Technology,
Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics, Section A. Abkilan John Darrell D. Anilio Chester Dave G. Kasi John Michael H. Mayona Ian J. M. Incabo Chris Jeremy V. Hernandez Judy P. Garcia Jules Vern P. Matos Jomari Jr. A. Neri Prince Daniel J. Pras Jamel Ray Y. Demilia John Mark M. Tumpong Gio Michael A. Arabis Jaira. Bantolio Karen Charm C. Campos Glyza A. Jucades Daisy T. Esteves Erica D. Idoria Clayan V. D. Mandati Julia Raven S. Miguel Catherine C. Nathan Richelin B. Posadas Maria Christine L. Surita Maya R. Talier Jasmine May B. Verona Lori Jane A. And Williams Mary Hope G. Congratulations!
Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics, STEM 12B. Almuchenti Jofer A. Baldovi Ivan C. Casilaw Miles Andre A. Celis Crester G. Estile Toby Lester R. Gabinetti Fernando Jr. D. Finito Jose Francis B. Monieva Kenneth J. L. Lohimon Ryan M. Sevilla Daniel O. Ontal Rex J. E. Bacroya Joanne Marie O. Cagilio Vimesa An. Staris Reynalyn T. Fernandez Kea Joy F. Hidor Elizabeth T. Javier Elaine P. Manlupig Michaela Angeli R. Mondero Sofia Beatriz V. Penuela Graciel M. Rivera Julian D. Sueño Kiana Monique M. Tamba Charite C. Tesoro Lenny Rose B. Villatora Maria Linela M.
Caregiving 12A. Bajo, John Mark B. Panerio Wilhelm Jr. G. Alcantara Dion Marie N. Anes Rossini D. Antiquera Camila A. Armelia Jessica E. Atones Renegen B. Batiliano Ronalyn D. Catalan Diana M. Cordero Josie J. Domingo Rufa May P. Inoria Maria Brenda G. Invidiado Maria Romela L. Estil Lavelia Marie O. Faburada Janine G. Hilogo Maria Angelica D. Guzman Regine C. Henares Roda C. Lanutan Michelle B. Lebate Clarice Jane L. Magallon Angeli F. Mayuno Cyril Joyce D. Nisong Lailen B. Nicor Patricia L. Panerio Joan E. Pareño Gian A. Rivera Erica Shane J. Salili Elaine I. Sardica Amaya R. Sarmiento Daniela C. Solomon Mary Grace D. Congratulations.
Caregiving 12B. Dalmacio Ramon L. Gabriel Daniel F. Abinido Sherilyn D. Amar Aryan May A. Anilio Debelin G. Arinoy Ana Marie B. Banjola Daisy B. Candido Jonalyn B. Celis Lovelyn V. Jocades Jelly G. Iblacas Ciara Michelle N. Inoria Marialyn D. Estanda Elame M. Esteves Evelyn D. Yokoko Annalyn B. Flores Rose Annalyn F. Garsula Lenny Joy M. Gonzaga Annalyn B. Ho Charmaine T. Coxon Rona J. Las Piñas Millie Joy B. Londres Nicole R. Magsipok Jenny G. Medjano Erlyn C. Monsale Diana Rose B. Nepales Genevieve C. Panerio Mary Rose M. Regoniel Remelin A. Roa Angelica T. Samundoy Mayan L. Sardon J. Rose M. Sixto Regine B. Suelo Recamil C. Tolmo Lorimi T. Trembivilla Noria C.
Computer Systems Servicing 12A. Banjola Jomel D. Batalya Janrovic H. Boca Benji Derek James O. Campus Mark M. Estrabella Rico L. Monton Andre Christian R. Oberio Wenli P. Pajarito Jericho C. Picashosa Rojevib T. Santos Ken Philip P. Tolentino Nepril F. Aprasno Mia Angeline D. Campoy Rose C. Kasuya Rika Ella T. Egin Charmaine B. Española Maria Luz B. Hidalgo Sherlyn P. Lozada Rosie B. Mendoza Kerima M. Parparan Rhea May V. Sabanal Genevieve S. Sancho Dina E. Semaning Karen Joy S.
The graduates of Computer Systems Servicing 12B. Apitan Michael Angelo B. Basa Kevin J. Batalya Dominador Jr. G. Biliones Kenneth C. Esclavea Juan Miguel V. Lakaw-Lakaw Modesto III P. Lamoste Romeo P. Noni Farah Renz Raisel A. Pastrana John Oliver C. Sabiate Mark Vincent O. Santiso Eljan A. Sortigosa Samuel J. Antonio Florence T. Awakay Kaisamay C. Caceres Rialin G. Española Rodamay C. Gabinete Maria Tanya A. Cohilia Idlin Reyes. Marita Rain Grace B. Inalba Vivian B. Cinquando Rayhan A. Yap Dinah Rose D.
Cookery 12A. Bayate Wilfredo Jr. H. Gabarga Salvador Jr. M. Calves Jomari Jr. M. Katakutan James B. Gayumali Cyril A. Manolo Ryan F. Pabatal Willie N. Peregua John Paul F. Pueblo Bert A. Pueblo Mishak A. Sabig Edgardo B. Alob Julina S. Amar Jaren Vijoy M. Barcinal Gemma Rose A. Gabarga Angel M. Iniego April Joy S. Jimenez Emily R. Lanao Danica Rose A. Maureen Joyce S. Norbe Win Marie S. Pacheco Joyce Ann O. Pioquinto Remegin T. Pueblo Aleya S. Tahanlangit Ira C.
Cookery 12B. Avelino RJ S. Bordago Joren D. Calero Kent Jun S. Caceres Elsel G. Mondihar Jeron Clint N. Panaligan Genesis M. Presidente Raymond F. Pueblo Shadrach A. Quitalias John Piolo R. Aligarbes Dia P. Along Jemalin A. Avila Sandra N. Bignotea Anilin. Campomanes Davijoy G. Dalmacio Rizel R. De la Cruz Justin M. Ingito Menrose R. Jimenez Razel N. Lagan Maria Erica S. Marfield GV. Orbigoso Jessica S. Paternal Jenny M. Paunal Rena C. Primavera Jomel B. Ison Jovelyn I. Congratulations!
Shielded Metal Art Welding 12A. Alagos Richard B. Arevalo Leniel Dane G. Atoy Marvin V. Baldove Louis John D. Banjola Aaron L. Berio John Edil J. Bisagas Raymark E. Blanco John Mike M. Bukog Mark Jude C. Kasuya Jeff D. Chavez Mark Anthony E. Kayamay Mark H. with honors. Cortez Matthew G. Diquito Vilmar R. Giala Gabriel M. Igualan Jeffrey L. Esparza Raymond. Flores Christian O. Fuentes Jerick A. Garsola Joffrey B. Hagnaya Arnold M. Ibanez Ryan Lee V. Hariol Fernando Jr. P. La Peña John Bernard M. Magbanwa Rod John C. Mendoza Chris John G. Ocampo Raymond S. Pamposa Joan M. Parcon Miguel Adrian V. Pardilla Alimar A. Patrona Mark L. Paulmitan John Mark L. Rendon Bonifacio III B. Sanchez Paladino Jr. E. Suelo John Sean A. Valmoha Janelle M. Villaflor Raimundo Jr. M.
Shielded Metal Art Welding 12B. Aguarine Aaron E. Aguilar Kurt Gabriel C. Alipater Johnny S. Amantoy Peter Paul Jr. A. Atienza John Vincent T. Balasavas Roderick Jr. D. Bandiola Meljon D. Bargaso Salcrino G. Bayoneda Edmar L. Canlas Henrico Jr. O. Kasuya John Marl T. Chavez Aldrin E. Bison Brian C. Inoria Elmar D. Scondi John B. E.S. Roderick S. Flores Mark Anthony M. Flores Oliver B. Galan Lozel G. Yanga Jerome L. Hinares Jerry Naldo R. Jaime John Lawrence G. Humaway Ernel D. Luzada Rex S. Luntayaw Anisito Jr. A. Magkilat John 7F. Modesto Reniel M. Mochuelas Hernani Jr. E. Nirisario Ralph G. Ocampo Michael. Paguntalan Jared T. Parcon Juji A. Pidirito Richie P. Kiritan Dennis R. Rekilmi Nathaniel R. Rekilmi Rafael N. Servano Carlo John A. U. Christopher B.
The Pledge of Loyalty.
Pledge of Loyalty. We, the graduates of Isabela National High School, Senior High School, do solemnly pledge to live up to the high ideals and values of which our school stands, and to uphold the best tradition for our people and country, and discharge fully and willingly our solemn duties and responsibilities as citizens of the Republic of the Philippines to the end that we shall bring honor and glory to our parents, school, country, and God.
The graduation speech.
To our beloved principals, Sir Percival T. Abibuag and Sir Franklin L. Gracia, Assistant Principals, Sir Renan A. Nadado and Ma'am Rosalie B. Mupada, teachers, parents, and fellow students, good morning. This school year had been a challenge for all of us. Both teachers and students had a fair share of struggles, and I would like to thank all the teachers of Isabela National High School who did not get tired of printing and distributing modules for every student to continue learning even in this pandemic. In this new normal, aiming for quality education by studying on our own was not easy. Having no one to teach and correct us was hard, but we had somewhat survived it. During the first week of modular classes, all of us were overwhelmed with the load of schoolworks. It was a time where I think the only thing that I did for the whole day was answering all the activities. It felt like I should not waste a single minute in order to finish my modules and pass it on time. This setup caused me stress, but I figured out I'm too hard on myself and it's not healthy. Our mental health is more important than getting high grades, so we should take it easy for our own sanity, study well instead of studying hard. I am glad that I have my friends and classmates who were willing to answer my questions every time I didn't understand the topic or if I didn't know how to do a certain activity. I would also like to thank our subject teachers for always entertaining our queries and for giving their ample time to explain something that is not clear for us. It was hard to cope up with the tedious schoolworks, but as time passes by, I guess we've become used to it. Despite the limited resources given to us, we find ways to fill the gap in learning. I'm thankful that there's an internet where we can search for other examples and watch educational videos on YouTube that were really helpful. This distance learning leaves a lot of lessons. It teaches us to become more responsible students, to manage our time wisely, and learn to be independent. I really appreciate my parents for always understanding me and keep on supporting me. Ma, Pa, this honor is for you. Thank you for all the hard works, and I promise that I will do my best to reciprocate all your efforts. Just wait for that day. Please be healthy, always keep safe, and I love you. Lastly, and most importantly, I would like to extend my gratitude to God Almighty for giving me strength to go on. He's bigger than my worries and problems, and whatever plans He has for me, I would gladly submit and abide. We've all worked hard, and it's a job well done for all of us. This chapter ends, and a more challenging journey is waiting ahead. Don't be discouraged if you don't get what you wanted. Just keep going, and good luck, future professionals. Thank you, and congratulations to all of us.
The closing remarks.
Greetings to all. Welcome to our graduation day with the theme Strengthening the Quality of Education Amid the COVID-19 Pandemic. My heart is full as we come to close this school year 2020-2021. This momentous affair is the culmination of all the hard work and a year of non-stop educational experience. Today is the moment that these students say, we have done it. It is also a milestone where we gather and celebrate success. To the graduates, especially the awards, what can I say? Congratulations! However, it is definitely not the end, but the opening of a new horizon of your life. Challenges are just in every corner, waiting for you to unfold and to be taken gloriously. So, I encourage you to continue the race and be determined to achieve more as long as you live. Please be reminded that education is not just a preparation for life in the future, but a realization of what you are meant of, a person of many options amidst globalization. My dear students, now is the perfect time to acknowledge the people who surround you. Smile and thank them for making you a greater person. They must be the ones not only supported you during your downtimes, but reminded you of your essential purpose, and more often touched and inspired you to go beyond expectations. They are your friends, classmates, relatives, parents, and teachers, to name a few. Ladies and gentlemen, these students chased to excel in the class in spite of pandemic. They do not only pass the test and make the grades, but they have also managed to a certain point of education that is beyond of what is taught in books. Their experiences in Isabela National High School, Senior High School, and in the community create in some ways a lasting impact. They have uncovered their talents, emerged to a mature and responsible individual, forged stronger bond with people while developing a worthwhile character in its truest sense. Spare me a little more time, my friends, to acknowledge the efforts extended by our stakeholders, to our donors and patrons for their unwavering support to our school's programs and facilities, to the DepEd personnel, particularly our teachers and staff, whose unselfish character, so to mention their commitment and dedication to the service, that are worth gratifying and admiration. Finally, let me remind everyone about the message from Martin Luther King Jr., a world-renowned freedom fighter and evangelist. And it says here, intelligence plus character, that is the true goal of education. Without the other, there is no good value of success. I stated my case. Thank you.
The Recessional.